Alright, welcome to Codex supplement review for the Raven Guard here. So, special thanks to Games Workshop, sent me a copy ahead of time. It's been a bit of a delay, I've been out of the country for a while, and these arrived. I wasn't back in time to review them on time. So I always do my best to get these to you as soon as possible, these different reviews. I usually get my Games Workshop stuff from gamingfigures.com. They do Games Workshop at a discounted rate. There'll be a link in the video description below to their website. They also do loads of other gaming systems as well. It'll be a full review, so we'll look at all the fluff, flick through that, and then we'll get to unique units, warlord traits, tactics, stratagems, and so on, all covered here in this video. So if you're thinking about getting Raven Guard, we just want to know what's the contents of the new Codex supplement, because there's some choices to make. There'll be a lot of people out there going to say, right, I'm interested in Space Marines, new Codex has come out, but which of the chapters do you go for? So really, I would say look into all of them and then try and choose the one that matches the style that you want to play. So if you're into gun lines, heavy firepower, maybe you want to consider the Iron Hands we looked at earlier on. But it really means now with these supplements coming out, you can really build a very strong theme army for your Space Marines. So the most diverse armies hopefully we'll see for Space Marines in the future. So the Raven Guard here and their style of play. Ambush, lightning strikes from these. If you enjoy that, very exciting way to use Space Marines, an aggressive way to use them as well. Yeah, and you'll just see from some of these army builds the way they're put together. Just taking the fight to the enemy. It's not hiding everywhere, but it's sort of an aggressive, in-your-face sort of style against the toughest of foes. But from looking at pictures like this, still the emphasis will be on firepower as opposed to close combat. Still close combat for sure, definitely a strong element with these, but still it's going to be firepower up close and taking on the enemy and overwhelming them. So as the shadow wheels, deliverance, you can get loads of background information and fluff with these now. Chapter organisation just gives you the whole structure. Again, it's an army that's black with the colouring there. So black is a colour that does sort of kills colour schemes off. So the best way for you to introduce some colour is to choose carefully what company you want to use. Yellow for the second company, red for the third, green for the fourth, and so on. Yeah, tough choice. Which colour? Green and black looks quite good. So here they go. First company, second company, and the fluff behind each one you might overall. Your choice that you go for. Third company seems to feature a lot with the red trim. Fourth company, fifth, sixth, loads of details. Seventh, eighth, ninth with the blue, 10th company. Chapter, come on. If I was painting these up, one thing I'd definitely do is, not go too over the top with them, but use a bit of chipping, just to pick them out a bit more. But be careful my grey highlights, because I don't want to turn them grey. They've got to sort of look black. And then I would dust around the feet a lot. If you check out my Red Scorpions painting tutorial, I add dust to their feet. It's like using Steel Legion Drab and stippling it on. That would look particularly good on the black there. And just give a little bit more interest to them, not just solid black all the way down. So that's one technique I reckon I'd definitely use on those. For sure, especially with the black armour. Yeah, it sort of kills your colour palette a bit. Chapter command, the armoury, Rise of the Raven Guard. Some nice colours going on here with these. Massacre is from 5. Interesting. Liberation of Quintus. Warzone Damocles. The Fall of Prefectia. Fighting against the Tau. Annals steeped in shadow. Yeah, and then they are fighting against chaos. They certainly have a variety of foes that they face against. Kaivan Shrike. New model. There he is. Been given the Primaris Marine upgrade here. Yeah, brilliant model. Yeah, a great. Again, I said it in the previous review for the Iron Hands, great reward for if you've been collecting these for a while. Games Workshop come out with a collectible model almost. fantastic. So, a real good job. I love the new dreadnoughts. They're excellent. Giving you some ideas. Yeah, I mean the incursors, they look particularly good for Raven Guard and the Reavers as well. I like the red shoulder pads actually. It's a tough choice which to go for though. There we are. Yeah, the Invicta Tactical War Suit is fantastic. It does look good in black. Very cool. And then here's some of your successor chapters. The Intercessor of the Revilers, Knights of the Raven, Rift Stalkers, the Raptors, all in green, and Intercessor of the Black Guard as well. Interesting. And then, painted up here, Raid for Battle Warriors of the Iron Ravens, 2nd Company. Very striking, very strong colour scheme of them. Cool. Companies of Shadow. It's a layout, giving you a layout of what an army would look like of them. And then here we go. So it's Kaivan Shrike here. 130 points for him. Includes all the war gear. He is an HQ power level 7. Movement 14. Is super quick, it's even quicker than a regular jump pack. Weapon skill, ballistic skill 2+, strength 4, toughness 4. He's got 6 wins. He's got 6 attacks, which is crazy. Leadership 9 and 3 up save. So he's equipped with Blackout, the Raven's Talons, Frag and Crack Grenades. So the Blackout, range 18, pistol 2, strength 4, -2, 2 damage. This weapon can target a character even if it's not the closest enemy unit. Resolve an attack made by this weapon. Any wound roll over 6 inflicts a mortal wound in addition to any other damage. Not that scary though, but not too bad. You can use it in combat though if it's a pistol, which is great. You can't advance and fire it though. That's just something here. The Raven's Talons. Strength user, strength 4, AP -3, 2 damage a time, and you can reroll wounds. So particularly useful for cutting down sort of Primaris Marine type models. With AP -3 or bite through the armour, damage 2 as well. So particularly good. Low strength though, strength 4. Frag and Crack Grenades as usual. Angels of Death, extra attack on the charge, or if you are charged or heroically intervenes, the potential 7 attacks. Chapter Master reroll. You can reroll hit rolls for attacks made by models in friendly Raven Guard units while 7/6 this model. So they've changed it all now. It's reroll hit rolls. It used to be failed hit rolls, it's now reroll hit rolls. These are all catching up with Belisarius' call and his ability to reroll everything. Diving Charge. After this model finishes a charge move, you can select one enemy of an inch, roll d6 and a 4+, it's mortal wound. Again, not that terrifying. 4+ invuln save for Iron Halo. Grav Shoot, so you got your 9-inch away from enemy units deployment, turn 2 onwards. And then Wing Deliverance. You can reroll failed. You reroll charge rolls made for Raven Guard Jump Pack and Raven Guard Phobos units while 7/6 this model. I would say that he's okay. He's alright. It's not too bad. But you've got to resist using him against the wrong targets. He'd have to go in against medium armour infantry. He's only strength 4. So, you know, he's going to suit going against Chaos Space Marines. Things without an invuln save. Particularly useful against them. And letting the heavy damage against heavier targets be done by the units that he's with Thunderhammers and so on. That kind of idea with him. So, fantastic model. But 130 points, yeah, he's okay. But I would say be careful what target he goes into. So he's not suited to take on everything. So, there they are fighting away. The Sons of Codex here. So you're getting Raven Guard here. The whole army needs to be Raven Guard. You get surgical strikes. When this tactical doctrine is active, when resolving an attack by bomb model with this ability against a character unit, you can add 1 to the hit rolls and wound rolls. Okay, so it represents their style. taking out the characters first, and then working your way down the rest of the army. So they, cut off the head, decapitation type strike, and then assassination type thing going on, and then that disrupts the enemy, demoralises them, and then you're able to swoop in and kill the other units. So they're reflecting that here. You can go after characters, and it's a bonus for doing so. Talks about successor chapters. Covers your warlord traits, chapter relics, stratagems, psychic powers, and tactical objectives as well. So warlord traits then. Shrike, by the way, Shadow Master he has, which is the first one. Wow. Right, there you go. That's the value of taking him. No Overwatch allowed against that warlord. That is exceptionally useful. I love that deny Overwatch ability. It's so helpful. Use it for my Eldar with my Autarch and a Jetbike Skyrunner. It's fantastic. And now you can get it it comes with Shrike. Or indeed, you custom build your own unit and give it to that warlord. It doesn't have to be him, but that's excellent. So, superb. Master of Ambush. That would tip the scales for me wanting to take Coven Shrike. Master of Ambush. At the start of the first battle round, before the first turn begins, if this warlord is on the battlefield, you can select one friendly Raven Guard infantry unit on the battlefield, remove that unit and this warlord from the battlefield, and set them up anywhere on the battlefield that's more than 9 inches away from the enemy deployment zone, or 9 inches away from enemy models. If both players have abilities that redeploy, then you take it in turns. So it's an immediate redeployment. It's a bit limited. You can't go near the enemy's deployment, so it could be 9 inches away and 9 inches away from enemy units, but maybe the enemy has a unit that's right up at the edge of the deployment zone, in which case you can deploy quite close. If you want to go for that early strike, but you've got to be careful. You're not sending him in too early and he gets isolated and destroyed, so it's okay. Swift and deadly. Friendly Raven Guard units within 6 inches of this warlord can be chosen to charge with, even if they advance this turn. That is very helpful. Yeah. So, immediately I'm thinking, taking Shrike. No, you can't. You'd have to have the ability to take 2 warlord traits. It's tough, that one. But that's another very useful one. That one there, ability to advance and charge. And it's units. It's not just choosing units. Units within 6. So that one's particularly useful. Master of Vigilance. When resolve an attack made by a melee weapon with this warlord, an unmodified hit roll of 6 inflicts a mortal wound on the target in addition to any other damage. And again, not bad if you get loads of attacks. Not as strong as these ones, I don't think. Feigned Flight. When this warlord falls back, they can move across models and terrain as if the models and terrain were not there. In addition, this warlord can shoot and charge in the turn in which they fell back. Okay. It's okay. And then Echo of the Raven Spire. Once per battle, at the end of your movement phase, this model can vanish into the gloom as if they are more than 6 inches away from enemy models. When it does, remove it from the battlefield. When you set this warlord up again at the start of your next movement phase, anywhere that is more than 9 inches away from enemy models. If the battle ends and this warlord is not on the battlefield, it is destroyed. But it's saying you can go for the redeploy in the later turns. You're not automatically destroyed if it's turn 3 onwards and so on. So, yeah, some interesting ones there. I deny the Overwatch. I know it's very simple, but it's a very powerful warlord trait for sure. So Relics of the Raven Spire then next. So the Ebon Claws. Model equipped with 2 lightning claws. This is the replacement strength for the user, AP -3, D3 damage. You get an additional attack with this weapon. In addition, when resolving an attack made by this weapon, you can reroll the wind roll. So it's okay. Lightning claws have never really been that scary, really, but this is a much better version of them. But still, it's not too scary. I'm sure there's better ones here. You're usually getting one of them for free, and then you're paying if you want extra. The Armour of Shadows. Resolve any attack made by a weapon that has an arm penetration characteristic of -1 against a model from your army with this relic. The weapon is treated as having an arm penetration characteristic of 0. In addition, when resolve an attack against a model from your army with this relic, a modified hit roll of 1, 2, or 3 always fails. Okay, so I can add a decent layer of protection to that model. Yes, okay. The Raven Skull of Corvard. Once per turn, when resolving an attack made by a model from your army with this relic, you can reroll the hit roll wound roll or damage roll. In addition, if a model moving your army has this relic is destroyed as a result of an attack made by an enemy unit, then until the end of the battle, when resolve an attack made by a friendly Raven Guard unit against that enemy unit, you have 1 to hit roll. It's a bit like a revenge type thing going on. You've got to die to get that though. Once per turn. Hit roll, wound roll. That one's okay. It's okay as well. Raven's Fury. Jump back model only. A model with your army this relic can be chosen to charge with even if they advance this turn. Okay, so advance and charge, useful. When a charge roll is made for that model, you can reroll the dice. In addition, after that model finishes a charge move, you can select one enemy unit of an inch of that model and roll 1d6 and a 4+ it's a mortal wound. That one's okay as well. Okay, Ex Tenebris. It's a Mastercrafted Stalker Bolt Rifle, Mastercrafted Oculus Bolt Carbine, Mastercrafted Instigator Bolt Carbine only. It's a replacement, range 36, Assault 3, Strength 4, -2, 2 damage. And you can target characters with it. Pretty good. Give it to Lieutenant. Although Lieutenant's a ballistic skill 3+ usually. Right, great. Resolve an attack made by this weapon, you can have 1 to the hit roll. Definitely give it to Lieutenant. In addition, resolving. Lieutenants, they usually sit there during the game, and yes, they grant the reroll ones, but to give them something they can use, and this is particularly good. The range is fantastic. Get 3 shots, you can 2s to hit usually. Strength 4, -2 and 2 damage. You can pick on characters. In addition, resolve an attack made by this weapon, the target does not receive the benefit of cover either. So it's a pretty good weapon, that. If it's a relic, it's free of charge. So I like that one. Pretty useful. And then Oppressor's End. Model equipped with a combat knife only. This is the replacement. It becomes +1 strength, so AP -2 and 1 damage. You get an additional attack with the weapon, as per usual with a combat knife. In addition, resolving an attack made by this weapon against a character, it's damage of 3. Wow. Okay. Then Special Issue War Gears. This is your successor chapters. They can take unique relics to them as well. So the Adamantine Mantle. If you have this relic, you lose a wound. It's a 5+, the wound is not lost. Useful. Artificer Armor 2 up save, 5 up invuln save. Master Crafted Weapon. Select one model is equipped with this cannot be a weapon whose profile includes the word Master Crafted. You have 1 to damage characteristic of that weapon, and it's considered to be a chapter relic. Digital weapons. These are quite standard here. When you fight, you get an additional attack. If the hit is scored, it's mortal wound. Then, Shadow Master Cloak, 3+ invuln save, whilst they're in a terrain feature. Interesting. It's not cover though. A terrain feature. So it could be line of sight blocking terrain, but not necessarily a ruin, for example. Perhaps, I think that could be the case with that. Next is the Silentus pistol. It's model equipped with a bolt pistol or heavy bolt pistol only. This is the replacement, range 12, pistol 2, strength 5, -2, 2 damage. And again, you can target characters, this is their style, even if they're not the closest. And it's +1 to the hit roll. So real assassination type weapons here. So yeah, pretty good, that one. So the Corvidari bolts. When you give a model this relic, select one bolt weapon. See Codex Space Marines. That model is equipped with. When that model is chosen to shoot with, you can choose for that weapon to fire a Corvidari bolt. If you do, when choosing targets for that model, and when choosing ranged weapons, that weapon's range characteristic increased by 6, and it can target units that are not visible to the bearer, but only 1 attack can be made with that weapon. Okay. Okay, interesting. Useful, if you need it. And then Shard of Istvan. +1 to attacks characteristic. In addition, when a morale test is taken for a chapter unit within 6, it's do not roll the dice. It's an auto pass for morale. Space Marine morale is pretty good anyway. So I would say the Silentus pistol's pretty good. Of all of those ones. Right, Stratagems, I should get 2 pages of those. Yep. Okay. So this one's This Codex seems okay. It's pretty good. We'll see how powerful these stratagems are. So Infiltrators is the first one. Use your stratagem to start the first battle round. It's just going to let you take infantry units, and then before the first turn begins, select one Raven Guard infantry unit from your army that is on the battlefield. That unit can move as it for the movement phase. The unit must end its move more than 9 inches away from enemy models. If both players have units that can do this, you alternate. Okay, so you can actually deploy on the table and then making a move. Useful for sure. And if you got a nice lot of command points to your army, you could play this on. I suppose you can play on multiple units. I think it falls within that area if it's before the first turn begins. I think you can use the same strategy multiple times. Interesting one for the comment section, that one, if you're allowed to do that. You have to infiltrate out multiple units. I think you can. You might not be able to. Next, the Raven's Blade, 1 command point. Use a stratagem at the start of your charge phase. Select one enemy unit on the battlefield until the end of that phase. When a charge roll is made for a Raven Guard unit from your army, you can reroll the dice if that enemy unit was the only selected target of that charge. Okay, so yeah, trying to get you that extra chance of getting the charge off. So yeah, if you really need it, and it might come just the right point. You've got to get that charge. That could may well prove useful. Stranglehold. Use the stratagem at the start of the first battle round before the first turn begins. If your army includes any Raven Guard, Scout, or Phobos units, until the end of the battle round, you can roll 1d6 each time your opponent spends command points. Use a stratagem. On 5+, your opponent must spend 1 additional command point, or else that stratagem has no effect and cannot be used again. Can use a stratagem once per battle. 2 command points. Okay. Interesting on that one. False Flight, 2 command points. Use a stratagem when a Raven Guard unit from your army falls back. You can shoot and charge this turn. Very useful. Have that one on standby. Excellent tactical flexibility. That pull out of a combat, shoot, charge again. Very, very helpful. Well worth the points, that one. Lay Low the Tyrants is next. 1 command point. It's an infantry unit or Raven Guard bike unit for your army is chosen to fight within the fight phase. To the end of that phase, resolve an attack by model on that unit against a character. Unit is not a vehicle, or against a unit that is not a vehicle and contains any models with a wounds characteristic of 4 or more. Add 1 to the wound roll. +1 to wound. Yep, helpful. Yeah, really good. See but remain unseen. Use a stratagem at the end of your turn. Select one Raven Guard unit from your army that did not make any attacks during that turn to the start of your next turn. When resolving an attack made by a ranged weapon against that unit, -1 from the hit roll. So trying to protect units that haven't made any attacks. Yeah. Very fitting with the fluff, this, very good. So it's a very useful stratagem so far. I think some of these are really good. Strike from the shadows, only 1 command point. Use this during deployment. Select one Raven Guard infantry unit from your army, set it up in ambush. So it's a deep strike 9-inch. Excellent. Very, very, very useful indeed as well. Sort of very tactically useful stratagems here, I'm getting the impression. So it's all about the ambush and the plan and your tactic of how you're going to outwit the opponent, how you're going to go ahead and make this ambush a success, and they're giving you these stratagems to help you do it more effectively. Vengeance Fistfan 5, 1 command point. Use a stratagem when a Raven Guard unit from your army is chosen to fight in the fight phase. To the end of that phase, resolve an attack made by model from that unit. A word against the Word Bearers, Iron Warriors, Night Lords, Alpha Legion. It's reroll the hit roll. Useful if you're up against Chaos. Ambushing Fire, 2 command points. Here we go. Use a stratagem at the start of the movement phase. If the tactical doctrine is active, at the start of the next battle round, resolve an attack made by a rapid fire assault weapon by a Raven Guard model from your army. A modified wound roll of 6. The arm penetration characteristic of that weapon is improved by an additional 1. So AP -1 becomes AP -2. Only once per game for this stratagem. 6 is still though to get AP -2. Nah. It's okay. Because if you really need to bring the unit down, you've got a ton of shots. Aggressors might be very useful. Yeah, to justify the shots, or justify the card, the stratagem need lots of shots and something in aggressors, for example. Decapitating Blow. 2 command points. Use a stratagem when an enemy warlord is destroyed by an attack made by a Raven Guard unit from your army. To the end of the battle, subtract 1 for leadership characteristic of enemy units. Yeah, it's alright. Morale's not a big feature in 40k at the moment, not really. And it's 2 command points, so that's not really. A deadly prize. Use this stratagem at the end of your turn. Select one objective marker within 3 inches of any Raven Guard infantry units from your own, not within 3 inches of enemy units. The next time an enemy unit ends a move within 3 of the objective marker, roll a d6. On 2 to 4, the unit suffers d3 mortal wounds. 5 plus, it suffers 3 mortal wounds. Cannot use a stratagem in the same objective marker more than once per battle. Only 1 command point. Interesting, that one. Okay. Force their hand is next, 1 command point. Use this stratagem after your opponent generates tactical objectives. At the start of their turn, select one objective marker in your opponent's deployment zone. If you control objective marker and there are any Raven Guard infantry or Raven Guard bike units from your army within 3 inches of that objective marker, you can select one of your opponent's active tactical objectives. That tactical objective is discarded and your opponent generates a new tactical objective. God, that's disruptive for them. And you can only use a stratagem once per turn, and only if the mission is using tactical objectives. Anyway, 1 command point for that. Again, another useful card. So you get an impression from these, this is your play style here. It's all about coordinating your own precise attack and also disrupting your opponent's plan at the same time. So this is what the 2 themes running here. This is quite fun. I imagine this would be a fun chapter to play. And making these just enhances that. So fascinating. You're getting away from your standard Space Marine sort of mobile gun line, and it's all quite predictable. Here you've got a very unique style of playing. Strike from the skies. Use the stratagem at the start of your charge phase. Select one Raven Guard jump pack unit. Until the end of that phase, that unit can be chosen to charge with even if it advances this turn, and you can charge. When a charge roll is made for that unit, add 1 to the result. Wow, really good. Strike from the skies. Fantastic card. So helpful. Master of the Trifold Path. Use this stratagem after nominating a Raven Guard character model that is not a named character to be your Warlord. You can generate an additional Warlord trait for them. This must be from the Raven Guard Warlord traits table. All of your Warlord traits your army includes must be different if randomly generated real duplicates. Use the stratagem once per battle. Useful, yeah. Multiple Warlord traits. Favour of the Raven Spire. 1 command point. Use this stratagem before the battle. Select one Raven Guard model from your army that has the word Sergeant. You can give it the relics there. Very helpful. Token of Brotherhood. Use this stratagem after nominating a model drawn from Raven Guard successor chapter to be Warlord. You can give 1 relic to the Raven Spire. Relic of the Raven Spire to a character model from your army is drawn from the Raven Guard successor chapter. Instead of giving them a special wish, you will give relic. Or chapter relic from Codex Space Marines. Yep, cool. Interesting. Okay, so I was talking about Psychers earlier, we skipped it, but if you go for Psychers here and it has the keyword Raven Guard, then you've got access to the Umbramency discipline. See if these are any good. The Umbral form has a warp charge value of 5. If manifested to the start of your next psychic phase, the psych has a 4+ in 1 save. Okay, not bad. It's quite easy to make that go off. Enveloping Darkness. Warp charge value of 7. Select an enemy unit of an 18 invisible to the Psyker. To the start of the next psychic phase, that unit cannot fire Overwatch. And resolve an attack made by the unit is -1 from the hit rolls. That is very useful. That is excellent. Enemy units of an 18. It could be any unit, it could be a vehicle, it could be a super heavy, it could be an Imperial Knight. Could be anything. Yeah. That is very useful power, that one. Enveloping Darkness. Spectral Blade. So what charge value of 5. If manifested to the start of your next psychic phase, the psychic strength characteristic is equal to their leadership, so 8, 9, 10, whatever it is. In addition to the start of your next psychic phase and resolving an attack made by a melee weapon by the psyker against a unit whose highest leadership characteristic is lower than this psyker's, that weapon has an armor penetration characteristic of AP -4 for that attack. Interesting. Shadow Step. Warp charge value of 7. Select one Raven Guard character unit from your army of an 18 of this psyker. Move that unit from the battlefield. Set it up anywhere on the battlefield more than 9 inches away from enemy models. Interesting one. Needing a 7. The Abyss. Warp charge value of 6. If manifested, select one enemy unit of an 18 invisible to the psyker. Roll 3 dice. 3d6. For each roll of a 4+ unit suffers a mortal wound. If any models in that unit are destroyed as a result of the psychic power, subtract 1 to their leadership characteristic. It's okay. It's not bad. Next is the Darkness Within. Warp charge value of 6. Select up to 3 enemy units from 18 to cycle. Roll 1d6 for each of these units, adding 1 to result if the result of the psychic test was more than 10. It's 4+ for a mortal wound. Quite similar. It's okay. It's okay because it's only 1d6 per unit. Oh, it's right. Best one is that Enveloping Darkness, like that one. And the ability to shift a character. Very cool. So there's a couple of good ones in there for sure. And then Tactical Objectives. People ask me to call these out, so I'll read these out to you as well. Deadly Ambush. Score 1 victory point if any Raven Guard units from your army arrived on the battlefield as reinforcements this turn. Brilliant. So really encouraging you to go down that route. Keep to the Shadows. Score 1 victory point if there are any Raven Guard infantry units on the battlefield, and every one of those units ends the turn wholly on or within any terrain features. Again, reflecting their style. Let Them Know Fear. Score 1 victory point if at least one enemy unit was destroyed whilst within 24 of any Raven Guard units from your army and or failed morale this turn. Whilst within 24 of any Raven Guard units from your army. Very straightforward, easy ones here. Clip their wings. 1 victory point for each enemy unit that has either the fast attack or dedicated transport battlefield roll. Destroyed as a result of an attack by a Raven Guard unit from your army this turn. To a maximum of 3 victory points. These are really good. Very straightforward here. Sap their resources. Score D3 victory points if you control every objective marker in your opponent's deployment zone at the end of your turn. If there are no objective markers in your opponent's deployment zone, you said score 1 victory point if you control the objective marker that is closest to their deployment zone. Again, quite straightforward, quite tough though. And then Strike at the Head. I'm encouraging you to go aggressive though. Strike at the Head, score 1 victory point for each enemy character model destroyed as a result of attack made by a Raven Guard model from your army this turn, to a maximum of 6 victory points. Brilliant. Fine, great. Very straightforward. Nice. And then lastly, Raven Guard name generator here. They give you a whole load of names, up to 66 names that you can generate your own names. Well worth a look, I think, because there's probably some great ones in there. Yeah, there's some good ones by the looks of it. So that's the Codex supplement review. Very strong theme going on here with these. So really encouraging you to not just randomly choose which units you like, but to really go for a theme, and you get rewarded for that by decent stratagems, tactical objectives and warlord traits and so on, all helping you, encouraging you to follow the actual strategy and style of the Raven Guard. So it's all good here. I think it's just a great idea. The Games Workshop have done producing these supplements here, and it should be okay. I think most people into 40k have 1 Space Marine chapter or 2, and it's unlikely they've got 4, 5 or 6, so it's new Codex plus the supplement on top, and it's just to enhance the army that you have and to add more depth to it and so on. So I think it's a good move. So fascinating, that one with the Raven Guard. Look forward to reviewing the other Codex supplements as they come out. Thanks again to Games Workshop for sending me these books to review ahead of time. Check out gamingfigures.com. They do Games Workshop at a discounted rate along with other gaming systems as well. But that's the review. Keep a lookout for more Codex supplements in the future, other reviews, number of videos on the channel. Thanks for watching, and tune in next time.